Hello YouTube, this is Thongger and welcome to the Dawn of War 2 Retribution online commentary video. Today's game is played on the Meaden cliff mines and I will be playing in this game as I normally don't bring too many 2v2s and this is one of the rare good 2v2s that I play. Anyway, on the red team we have Gote, G.H.G Gote playing as the Chaos Sorcerer. We have Noob IG playing as the Imperial, playing as the Lictor Alpha. We have me playing as the red tech marine over here. They can see my pretty little tech marine. And we have Viroex playing as the Lord General. So anyway, right off the bat we get each team has a natural power, natural victory point, and there's some contested points in the central arena of this map. There's usually a lot of late game madness action. And with the red team making a strong push for the center right off the bat, Vireoex is going for a quick harassment on red's natural over here, pushing forward aggressively in the sentinel over here. Not much the Tyranids can do early on against the sentinel, especially with their early level Terminator and Thongger roots. Meanwhile, my marines are pushing forward over here. I had a bit of trouble getting my marines in a cover. I had a lot of sloppy micro in this game, so my marines kept sort of wandering in and out of cover. I was like, oh no, stay in cover for crying out loud. Anyway, while I was faffing about over there, looks like these Termagants are causing some good damage to this sentinel over here, and it looks like a lot of damage going off on these Termagants over here. And now the sentinel getting repaired, and the Lictor Alpha getting focus fight down by all these Tyranids over here. Lord General getting snared by the flesh hook, and Lord General going to be forced out of that. But I think the Imperial Guard will be able to force back this Lictor Alpha in turn. And now with the power of the Sentinel, they'll be able to push forward. Meanwhile, my Marines are getting pushed back over here. Marines a bit low on hit points over here. These Chaos Marines in a very good position, being able to tank all this damage over here. And not sure what my Marines are doing, so I didn't want to take a model loss, so I had to go and retreat out of there. Meanwhile, my ally doing much better than I am, uncapping red's natural over here. And now Gote is coming forward to offer support to his ally, and only a single guardsman squad is gonna have to get out there. It's a very nice doom bolt causing a lot of damage, knocking up 3/4 of that squad's health over there, and now my marines being forced back on all fronts over here. And I am pulling out a devastated marine squad, probably not seeing as the tech marine doesn't offer much synergy with melee units. I figured assault marines would be more of a hindrance, so I went for the more defensive based and cheaper devastated marines. Probably should have spotted this. Grenade heretics, very dangerous against setup squads. So and we do have another setup squad over here causing a lot of damage, gonna be so dangerous to my poor little devastators over here. And now I'm pushing forward on my scouts. Sort of underestimated how much damage the heretic autoguns do to light infantry, causing quite a lot of damage. But now my scouts leading the charge with the shotguns. These heretics gonna get out of there with my marines offering a lot of heavy fire support. And now my devastators are setting up quite nicely in the middle. And we did have some spore mines go off over here, and Tyranid player Noob IG is pushing forward strongly on my allies' power, but just being fended off by the sentinel over here. Meanwhile, we do have more grenade heretics hurling some grenades in the middle with some nice doom bolts going out, doing a lot of damage to my scouts over there. My devastators trying to move forward in a position, but teleporting Sorcerer doing a lot of damage, and we do have a snare by the Lictor Alpha, not killing this devastated marine surprisingly, and my marines fall back just in time. Shouldn't take a model loss over there. We do have a 360 disruption by the Sorcerer. Marines should get out there with no losses. But now my ally coming down south to flank with his Kalachan Devils. They are not upgraded with the Demo Man yet. My ally doing very well, just keeping the pressure up on his teammates while I'm off in base, twiddling my thumb, doing nothing. Not offering much support at all. My ally pretty much taking on 2 players at once. These Kalachan Devils going to be so dangerous to this Lictor Alpha over here, being acting as detectives, and with their shotguns they can pretty much shred everything at melee. We do have this Chaos Sorcerer with his Sword of Flame going to cause AoE damage over time to all these guys. Going to be very dangerous to high model low hit point squads like Imperial Guard squads overall. They do have these Kalachan Devils charging forward in this Warrior Boot armed with a Barb Strangler. The power melee weapon going to do so much damage. The Tyranid is lucky to get out of there without a model loss. And now my tech marines coming forth with devastated marine support, coming down to this side with my marines, but the Tyranid player did spot my marines falling forward over here. Now I'm going to set up my devastators, lock down this area over here. My tech marine taking a lot of damage on all these heretic auto gunfire and from like grenade barrages. So my tactical marines and scouts driving up these guys over here. Tech marine barely getting out there in time, trying to hurl a grenade off, but the sergeant or the grenade hurler did get knocked back off his feet. But scouts causing a lot of damage, but just gonna have to get out there. But now we do have these guys sort of pincer my tactical marines behind the line, so they're gonna have to get out there. Lictor Alpha flash hook going off, knocking out one of my Devastators, but the Devastator marines are no fear. He's gonna reset them up, and this Lictor Alpha is in big trouble, gonna have to get out there, but he just wanted out of view in time. But now my Devastator marines focus firing down his Chaos Sorcerer, forcing him to retreat. Devastator marines now getting attacked by the Lictor Alpha, and Lictor Alpha has to get out there. Getting focus fire down, gets brought down by the Catachans over here. And now we do have a Warrior Brood with Barb Strangler coming forward here by losing a model. Fortunately, there were no little gaunt units on to suffer from the synaptic shock over there. Now my Devastator marine still sitting pretty in the middle with 2 members. Doesn't really affect their DPS, seeing as the supporting marines don't do that much damage if they're bolters, and it's mainly the heavy weapons member that is the important member. I do see these heavy grenades coming in, and they're going to knock my marines right off the setup position, and this is going to give Gote a chance to push forward here. My Devastator marine is really trying to set up over here, but there is a flank by the Tyranid player, so my Devastator marine is going to have to get out there very low on hit points, and barely get out of there with 2 members with 60 hit points between them. That was very fortunate. You know, I do have more marines coming back forward from base. Really not playing at my best over here, and my ally really doing much better than me. We are hitting tier 2 first, and let's see what we can pull out with our tier 2 arsenal. But now they are coming forward to hit my generators. I haven't been successful at all in hitting their generators, which is very unfortunate. My ally doing very well to defend his generators. The Sentinel taking a lot of damage on those heretic grenade launchers over there. Now my scouts coming forward to offer some support over there. Devastator marines getting knocked back on their bombs over there. And oh, unfortunately my allies knocked those heretics just right over my grenade launch, the grenade from my scouts. So that could have wiped the squad if we had managed to hit those guys. Now these heretics taking a lot of damage, probably gonna get out of there with 80 hit points. Now causing some good damage. My tactical marines a bit low on hit points, so they don't want to take any model losses. Probably could have kept them in the fight a bit longer. My tech marine laying in with his bolt, causing some good damage in this Tyranid blow over here. But now he's gonna get focus fire down, and he's gonna have to get out there. Just trying to kite as much as I can to give my Devastators time to set up over here. But this Sentinel is in big trouble, overextending and getting brought down by focus fire from all these thermal. Oh no, 1 hit point. Oh no, but the bolt just takes it out over there. And we have a Chimera coming out by my ally over here, while I'm pulling out a dreadnought. But at the same time, Gote is pulling out a dreadnought as well. So Gote going very light in tier 1, but just using his, playing very well, only needing 3 squads to keep all my guys at bay. I'm pulling out a Devastator Plasma kind of squad. I love these guys. They'll be great against those little squishy heretic blob squads. And I just fired a random shot over here, not sure what I was trying to do, but this Chimera really going to be a game changer for us, going to give us some good staying power in the field over here. And now this Lictor Alpha probably going to get out there, lost the indicator from, but he has his meter tendrils, and going to give him a lot of staying power as long as he can keep eating up guys over there. But now I do have my setup teams over here, and have my scouts back at base, twiddling their thumbs. Have my dreadnought coming out at long last. Now with my dreadnought, I'll really be able to make a strong push in pretty much whoever I want. But Gote has pulled out a dreadnought of his own as well, and is arming it with the Mark of Corn as well. So that's going to be very dangerous. And I think both of us had the same idea at this point. We both decided to go hit the other player's generator. So I'm probably going to wander. No, I'm going to wander in the middle first. Not much happening in the middle while we cap away. My ally is causing some more disruption over at Blue's natural over here. Keeping Basilisk Barrage, hitting this Venom Brood, knocking them out of the play. Very good play by my ally. Pretty much saving this Chimera from any Venom Brood attacks over here. And now my Dreadnought is coming forward with some limited support. I didn't realize this Corn Dreadnought was coming over here, and now my Dreadnought is wandering way too far. I spot this Chaos Dreadnought, thought my Dreadnought could sort of handle it. Didn't realize I had bought the Refractor Field instead of the Orb of the Messiah, to my horror, and I realized my Dreadnought is in big trouble over here. Really getting wailed on, losing about 100 to 200 hit points of each strike of this Chaos Dreadnought over here. And now my Marines getting hit on by a full on by a Doom Blast over here. Not much my Devastators can do to this, as well. Not sure my Tech Marine is doing, as well. I was panicking at this point. I was like, oh no, my poor little Dreadnought. You know, my ally is doing well, pulling out Ogrins, and then it's also, but now they are snared by, I forgot what it's called, the Toxin Sax, the crippling poison ability. But now we do have the Dreadnoughts duking it out. My Dreadnought's making his final stand over here. Absolutely nothing my guys can do. I am frantically arming my Tech Marine with a Melter Gun, which will go to knock out this Chaos Dreadnought, but my Chaos Dreadnought is, my own Dreadnought's in big trouble over here, and my guy's getting hit full on by a Doom Bolt over here, and putting on marked target at long last, but not much Plasma alone can do to this Chaos Dreadnought over here. And we do have Dark Flames going on, causing a lot of damage to all my Marines bunkering down in my base, and once this Chaos Dreadnought has finished eating up my base turret, is gonna really start wailing on all my Marines over here. I'm desperately trying to upgrade my Tech Marine with the Melter Gun over here. The Chimera did go down, so we just lost all of our tier 2 advantage early on, and now me and my ally are in huge amounts of trouble. We only have the middle. I lost our own natural, and we are losing our power as well. And now my scouts are getting wheeled on all sides, as well, and the Dreadnought is eating up my tactical Marines. My poor level 1 tactical Marines are getting absolutely eaten up by all these guys over here. And down goes my tactical Marine squad. My Plasma Cannon devs tried to fire, but one took a rocket to their face and just got blown to smithereens. But now my Tech Marine finally has his Melter Gun with marked target, really gonna lay down the hurt. So it did manage to finally, at long last, wail on this Chaos Dreadnought, and the Chaos Sorcerer is far away, so he wanted to teleport it out. So tit for tat managed to take it out, but they did Gote did manage to gain from that, because he did tie me up at base while he's busy destroying my generators over here, and he did manage to take out my tactical Marine squad as well. So now I'm looking really thin with just some support weapons teams over here and my Tech Marine. So charging forward over here, my scouts taking so much damage from all these heretic auto guns and from the grenade barrages over here. I'm trying to knock these guys back, and my Tech Marine with his refractive field will be able to pretty much tank an ungodly amount of damage from all these grenades over here, so he doesn't really care, just going to start melting all these heretics away with his plasma gun over here. My ally making a strong push on this side. Double Ogrins and Catachans. Very strong infantry force over here. Pity he lost his Chimera, that would have given him a lot of staying power, and his Lord General also had the Sergeant. Well, he has a Sergeant, which will give him the medpack ability, which will give his squads a lot of staying power in the field over here. Meanwhile, we do have the Tyranids just hunkering down in the middle over here, sort of caught between these two Organ squads. They want nothing to do with these Organ squads. This Warrior Brood regime with Bob Stranglers will really not stand up to these Organ squads. So these Tyranid Horde forced to retreat. These Thermal Grounds don't stand a chance against these Organs whatsoever. Now we're probably going to get a good gen bash off, but these Tyranids staying in the fight over here. We do have Lord General grenade launchers, going to cause a lot of damage to this Tyranid's range ball over here. And once again, my Marines just sort of twiddling their thumbs in the middle, trying to do what they can, but getting pushed off by all these guys over here. So not much I can do on this side of things over here. The Lord General, his grenades causing a lot of nice damage to this blob Tyranids over here. The Ogrins hanging tight in the fight over there, probably getting healed up by the Lord General medpacks. And it looks like we will have a column over here. We have some spore mines, going to be very dangerous to all these Guardsmen squads. And we do have a nice grenade barrage by all these Guardsmen over here, knocking back all these Tyranids, giving the chance to Ogres to close distance, but they're both crippled by poison over here. But now they are mixing it in, getting crippled again and taking a lot of damage from all these Tyranids over here. So I'm not sure if they're gonna stay. They're gonna start taking model losses real fast. Oh, they use Boner Charge to clear some space for them, and they charge in. But the second squad dives in. So great play by Vireoex, driving by all these guys. And finally, I have made a strong push in the center, but all these heretics will be able to drive back my guys. I am hitting tier 3, the red team has hit tier 3 right now, and I am setting up my weapons teams over here, but they are launching some grenades, so they're going to knock my weapons teams right off the setups again. Unfortunately, my Devastator Plasma Cannon squad got knocked off, otherwise it would have been able to get some good shots off on these guys. So I'm going to scout ahead with my Tech Marine and his refractive field, giving him a lot of tankiness. So my ally a bit of a longer combat over here. We do have a strong Tyranid force setting him there. Oh yes, single shot of that plasma cannon Devastator squad knocked out that heretic squad. That was what I was finally looking for. Looks like but we do have some more chaos space marines armed with Zinj bolters keeping for my marines are very inflexible with all these weapon squads. Don't have much counter to flexible squads over here. Now a strong push with the spore mines leading the way. Trying to give my managed to take out the spore mines of my Devastators before they can get in there, but the Chaos Sorcerer jumping in there with his fire sword doing a lot of damage to all my marines over here, so I full retreat on my side, and my ally coming forward here with strong push by Ogrins. I do have my vulnerable dreadnought coming in at long last, so this vulnerable dreadnought going to lead the charge alongside all these Ogrins. The vulnerable dreadnought is such a beast in combat over here. We do have a sacrificial circle going off, sounding all these bloodletters over here. We do have Emperor's Fist going down, knocking out all these guys over here. But full retreat by my allies' forces over here. And now my dreadnought in a little bit of trouble, but not much all these little bloodletters can do. The dreadnought is insanely tough, and as long as I can tie up these plague marines, they won't be able to fire their missiles. We do have a special attack going down, knocking out all these guys. And now my marines are back on the field to offer support to the dreadnought. We do have a Ripper Swarm tying up my dreadnought, but not much they can do, and the scouts are back on the field to offer support, and these Rippers are now dead, and I'll be able to patch up my poor little dreadnought that managed to tank a whole army on his own. We do have more trainers on the field. Now Gote looking a little bit thin, he hasn't lost too many squads, only lost one heretic squad, while I lost one. This is now my second scout squad, I think, or I lose this scout squad in a few seconds, I think. We have a strong push by my ally, not losing too many forces on his side, apart from that Chimera, but doing very well. His squad's very nicely leveled up. So we do have level 2 Ogrins, level 2 Guardsmen over here. Now we do have my scouts. This is a huge... oh no, not yet. Now my scouts taking a lot of damage from this Chaos Sorcerer over here, but I did leave my weapons teams in the center to give support to my ally over here. So it's just gonna decap this spot over here. Oh, I bring my Vendred back in the middle. Looks like we have a strong two-pronged attack by Gote and Noob IG over here. Lord General putting on his attractive gear, allowing him to tank an ungodly amount of damage. Plasma Cannon Dev knocking back this blob of Chaos Marines on their back, forcing a retreat by the Chaos Space Marines, and the Ogre gets tied up by crippling poison here. We do have Blaze Storm doing so much damage to all these Ogres, knocking out no model losses by these Ogres are in big trouble. And here comes my Avenger to lead the charge against this Swarm Lord. Is Vendred against Swarm Lord over here. I am switching to my Melter Gun, which I had bought earlier to tackle with this Swarm Lord over here. And now my Avenger is really getting rode on, but with marked target on this Swarm has to get out there. So both our walkers are giving each other a bit of a breathing space with my Devastator Marine squad providing some good covering fire for... oh my! Wow, what knocked out that Warrior Brood over there? Wow, that... oh, they lost 2 models. Those 2 models are must have very low hit points over there, but this Imperial Guard squad taking a lot of damage out. Now this Swarm Lord is coming forward over here. They're going to be very, very dangerous for all of us. And we do have a crew on the field over here. A lot of guardsmen falling all over the place. And we do have Dark Flames melting on these guardsmen. And now this Guo and this Swarmer is in big trouble for my Vendred, which is already very low on hit points over here. I slap mark target on the Swarmer. I know my Vendred is dead, but the Vendred has 10 seconds of invulnerability over here. And in his death throw, it could bring down the Swarmer, which is what I'm hoping for. And it's trying to escape, but a single shot from my final shot from my Tech Marine brings down the Swarm Lord over here. Now this Vendred can die in peace, knowing that it brought down the Swarm Lord. But I did lose my scouts over here to a Heretic squad, and now I'm only left with 2 squads and no vehicle. But I'm saving up for a Land Raider now, and with pretty much nothing on the field, I do have quite high requisition and requisition income, but very thin on the field. Just 2 weapon squads, can't really take ground with that at the moment. But I am putting out my Land Raider. My ally providing the much needed numbers on our side with his double Ogren squad. But you have to be very careful with this Vader Unclean one. The Vader Unclean one stomping forward with intestines and guts spewing out all over the place. We have a strong force by Gote over here. Plague Marines and Chaos Space Marines coming forward. These Ogrins are in a bit of trouble over here, taking a lot of damage. They are snared by these gaunt units over here. I'm gonna have to get out there. They're probably gonna start to take a model loss or two. They are very low on hit points, and the Kalechan's gonna have to get on out there as well. Kalechan did not take any losses. Level 3 and no Devilman or whatnot on them yet. Very surprised that they're still alive and that they didn't lose models. We do have a Basilisk Creeping Barrage, not doing too much, just forcing back some of these guys over here. Now I am recapping our natural at long last to slow the victory point bleed over here, and my ally is capping Red's natural over here. And it's also coming forward to just cause some disruption. That flame sword of his does so much damage to all these poor guardsmen over here, and that sword of flame does damage over time, calling on dark flames on my allies' base. So, but these Ogrins won't really care because they won't be affected so much by all those flames, and they're crazy tough as it is. You know, this Great Unclean One stomping forward doesn't care whatsoever, using its intestines to snare one of my Devastator Marine squads over here. Devastator Marines, one of them being eaten alive by the crew over here, but with the Land Raider on the field, it's really gonna lay down some hurt on this Guo over here. Especially my Tech Marines plasma gun. The Guo is a super heavy infantry unit and will really get rolled on by plasma weapons and pretty much anything that kills power armor. And now we do have double Plague Marines over here, which will be a big problem for all my my Land Raider here. They're causing quite a lot of damage on my Tech Marine. Scout's trying to repair the damage, but Scout's ducking into the Land Raider at the last second. The Land Raider pretty much tanking the whole enemy army right now. And Land Raider just gonna come forward. My Land Raider doesn't care one bit. We do have double Ogrins set up for excellent flank on my enemy's flank over here. And these Plague Marines tanking stupid amounts of damage on my Land Raider. Land Raider not a huge damage powerhouse, but we do have the Ogrins capping middle over here. And with my opponent seeing these Ogrins, he doesn't want to be in a bad position, gonna have to pull on out there. So now it looks like me and my ally, we're gonna have that 3-0 cap, which will really be able to help us catch up. Being able to hold the victory points at any time right now will just give us such a minuscule advantage. But we'll take anything we can get right now. We do have a strong Tyranid force going for a flank, going for a power at this point. I am looking very thin over here, having lost my Plasma Cannon Devastator squad, just a Land Raider and a Scout squad, so really not much in terms of solid DPS on the field at the moment. And now this Land Raider is still pretty beat up. Really should be repairing with my Scouts, but we do have double Guardsmen repairing it, so they're really single Guardsmen repairing it, so they're really gonna patch it up real quick fast. You know, we do have Chaos Space Marines making another push in the center over here. Land Raider is gonna force them back for a little bit. We do have Plasma Gun, but these guys are gonna duck in the cover, which will make them very hard to root out of, especially without my Plasma Devastator Marine squads. I'm upgrading my Heavy Bolter squad with advanced targeting. I do like the suppression on these guys, especially with so many Tyranids around, and it will give them some pretty good AV, especially the Tech Marines mark target, and I do have a melting gun to do as well, so it gives some much needed heavy fire support right there. You know, we do have a Blastmaster artillery squad setting up over here. We do have a huge force of Chaos Marines coming forward over here, doing a lot of damage to these Guardsman squads over here. My Land Raider are going to come forward and meet these guys regardless, and we do have mark target, and we put on these Plague Marines, causing a lot of damage to these guys. Manticore missile barrage, a second Vendrick coming in by me, charging in from the side, and gonna start stomping around and tearing into all these Chaos Space Marines over here. We do have Cloud of Flies being put on all these huge infantry blobs over here, but the Land Raider is back to full strength over here. And this Plague Marine squad in big trouble, getting eaten up by the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought tearing into this Cultist squad over here. The Dreadnought probably could be doing something more important, like killing this Great Unclean One over here. And we do have Vengeance Force going down on this, causing quite a lot of damage to it, but being forced to reload over here, and now it's out of his fine art, and he's trying to fire on all these Plague Marines, but my Devastator is getting tossed about. And now we have a second swarm tearing into my poor little Land Raider. Land Raider is trying to escape. My Tech Marine is too far to offer support. We do have another Manticore missile barrage doing a lot of damage to all these Tyranids over here. My Avenger is coming to try and offer support over here. A second Manticore barrage. We do have 4 Manticores by my ally, killing pretty much the whole Tyranid horde over here. My Land Raider is pretty much a bit stuck over here, and We do have all these super units wailing in on my ported Land Raider, but my Land Raider is just going to block up this whole entrance, prevent these guys from getting around and attacking the Manticores. I think my ally is going to move as Manticores, knowing that they spotted them. My Devastator Marines are going to start firing point blank. My Scouts, very low hit points, probably going to lose my Scouts over here. Land Raider about 100 points, pretty much a dead Land Raider squad over here. But this Guo is very low on hit points. And you do have my Tech Marine with his Plasma Gun, and the Vendred still stomping around, killing all these Chaos units. And my Vendred spots this Guo, and boom, down goes the Guo. We do have some more Spore Mines over here, but they spawn right in front of my Devastator Marine squad, so Vendred's Boss gonna take them out quick fast. We do have this Swarm Lord wandering around over here, but not much this Swarm Lord can do now. Noob IG looking very thin on his side. I'm going to pull out a Predator to give me some much needed fire support, seeing as without my Land Raider I pretty much don't have a solid base of DPS at the moment. But now Gote being very cheeky, stealing our natural, so I'm going to have to respond to this. I'm pulling out my Predator to deal with it. My Predator is going to roll forward over here. Predator can't cap, but just going to give me some space while I send some Scouts to cap it. I'm going to need those Scouts to repair all my vehicles. I pretty much have a vehicle force only with some Devastator Marines for fire support. We do have my Vengeance coming forward to meet all these guys. Am I going to charge my Vengeance in? Or maybe not. I didn't want to overextend my Vengeance, but now we have the Swarm Lord coming in over here, putting Mark Target on the Swarm Lord, switching back to my Melter Gun over here. Vengeance in a little bit of trouble over here, getting hit by double Plague Marines, but now we do have all these Ogrins and Vengeance wailing into this Swarm Lord over here, and my Predator tank probably overextended a bit. We do have a Manticore Missile Barrage, slamming into all these Plague Marines, not doing too much damage, seeing as Plague Marines are crazy tough. This could be another dead Vengeance, but Vengeance doesn't care one bit. It's just going to eat this Swarm Lord up for breakfast, and my Predator tank taking a lot of damage from all these. Down goes the Swarm Lord, brought down by the double Ogrins and the combined. And I'm not sure if I activate the Tech Marine Global, which is a passive repair on all your vehicles, keeping my Vengeance to fire. But my Vengeance does get, yes, activated his last stand ability, knocking back all these guys over here, and I'm gonna start tearing into all these guys and putting up Emperor's Fist. But this is probably a dead Vengeance, probably not gonna get off much else. You know, the Sorcerer actually causing quite a lot of damage to my Predator over here, but we do have a double Manticore Missile Barrage forcing back these guys. Noob IG really doesn't have much of a field apart from the Venom Group. We're gonna pull out counter effects. Gote still has a pretty considerable force over here, and these guardsmen taking a lot of retreat damage on those Dark Flames, so we're gonna have to get out there. But now we do have my Devastator Marine squad setting up, and it's uncloaked as it sets up. Using my Vengeance rounds, causing a lot of damage even from the extreme range. And this Devastator Marine squad taking a lot of damage on the Flesh Hook. I'm just gonna reset up, and I am pulling out. What am I pulling out here? Terminators! Terminators to the rescue, and we do have the Ogrins getting a sweet flank on these Noise Marines, forcing them back, but we do have a strong push by Gote heading for our natural over here. And so with these Terminators and this Predator, I have a pretty solid base, and at this moment the victory points are really boiling down to the wire. We have a 2 to getting a 3-0 cap at the moment, but we do have a strong push by Gote over heading for our natural. So we're gonna have to reposition our forces. My ally's probably gonna hold center. Pulling off a rocket barrage, double rocket barrage, causing so much damage, hurling all of these guys, breaking up the Chaos Army over here. And pulling on Mark Target, this is really gonna lay down some haymakers on these guys, and my Terminators teleporting in. They don't care one bit about what these Plague Marines can do over here. But we do have a Tyrannoform coming in. My Devastator Marines desperately trying to get out of there. Looks like they get out of there just in time. The Predator forced to move forward and overextend, and it's probably gonna get rolled on by all these Plague Marines over here. So down goes my Predator tank, but my Tech Marine and Terminators pretty much just going in, and they don't care. My Tech Marine is tough enough to camp to power through anything, and my Terminators are just gonna slap around all these Plague Marines in melee over here. The Terminators are tough enough to do it. My ally is coming to the rescue with a Manticore. Not sure what he was planning on doing there, but I do pull on overcharge Plasma Gun and force back these Chaos Marines over here. Put slap mark target on this Chaos Sorcerer over here, and the Terminators are really going to lay down some hurt on it over here. And down goes the Chaos Sorcerer to an Assault Cannon Barrage over there. And now Cap, I am desperately trying to cap this point. Tech Marine with his Refractive Field will just be able to tank stupid amounts of damage over here. My Terminators are just stomping around, killing stuff as they go along. My Tech Marine is probably going to go down over here, just have to retreat him. Don't have a choice, but my ally is tying up the red team on their own naturals, so they are desperately trying to cap. We do have double guardsmen over here, probably going to take out these Plague Marines before they can camp it. And I'm just buying time with my Terminators over here and just doing what I can to buy time. It's better to can't cap points, and that's going to be pretty much the game right there. So anyway, that was a pretty frantic 2v2. I was sweating at the end of this. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys next time.